Leadership is the ability or capacity to influence others positively or even negatively. It is not about wielding power, it is about empowering people and inspiring respect. Today we have 4 amazing young leaders, 2 whom of which are vying for the Kibra seat, one in 2022 and one this year. I'm going to start ladies first. Editor Ochieng is in the building. Karibu sana hapa NTV.
Asante.
We also have the one and only Jackson Makini Kamodho. I found out this because now we'll know all his names.
That's Kimodho.
Kimodho, aka CMB. Prezo is in the building.
Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you, Manze.
How's it going, man? You know, it's actually fair for me to be on the trend because I've been trending for the last 1 week, so it's only fair. But good to see you, though.
And he's still a lyricist right there. And we're going to see if he's going to use his charm to charm the people of Kibra 2022 and with a wiper party ticket. We also have Honorable Muthiora, and the reason I'm saying so is because this guy is one of the few Kenyans or few personalities in the world who's trended in Kenya for a whole week. A whole week.
I'm humble and tall.
Yes. Karibu sana and thank you for being here.
Ni kwa neema ya Wakenya na
Yes.
Mungu pia.
Asante sana. And we also have the South Mugirango MP. This guy looks like he's just chilling, nini. He looks like he's my boys. Huyu mtu namlipanga salary. We have Mr. Osoro, honorable.
Hey, toa the word Mr. Honorable.
Unaona?
Honorable. It's
Unaona?
and.
Unaona sasa mmeanza. Honorable Onesimus Osoro is also right here. And just on a lighter note, his brother Ishmael is the one who shot my video Sensimilia. So these are people who I feel very comfortable around because they are young people. But before we go any further, what does leadership mean for you guys, especially concerning young people? And I'm going to start with Editor and move on to CMB and then Muthiora and lastly, Mr. Osoro.
First of all, I will say leadership means a lot to me. And coming from Kibra and looking at the different angle of leadership, I will say leadership is influencing other people positively. Because in Kibera, we grow up in a very negative society. But when you're a leader, you need to influence other people positively. And also, as a leader, I need to create and open spaces for other people. And to me, that is leadership.
Yeah. CMB.
Yeah, well, with leadership, really, if we talk about a constituency, you know, you look at the matters that are actually affecting that constituency. And the matters that affect the constituency, especially like Kibra, education, healthcare, you know, youth and women empowerment. If you go to Kibra, I have these projects that I'm building there. I'm upgrading like affordable housing for the people in Kibra. So what we're doing is upgrading from the mud houses into concrete houses. Now when I stand at the second floor, I can see all these wires like connecting electricity, which also could be very dangerous to the people living in Kibra.
Yeah.
So you have to be there on ground and see exactly what's affecting the people there, and as the chosen one by the people from Kibra, you're the one to take care of those.
Yeah, and we actually have some of the photos on air. And one of the things that shocked me personally is finding out that you have done a lot in Kibra.
Absolutely.
And you don't say much about it, you don't talk about it. Are there any other projects, leadership projects that you have initiated apart from Kibra?
Absolutely. You know, for me, I go everywhere. You see, I'm a Kenyan, right? And I believe in, as Kenyans, we're supposed to be in a position whereby we speak in dialogue and not tribal log. You see, we should have dialogue and not tribal log, because I shouldn't care where you come from, you know, what tribe you are or who you are. You know, as long as we're all Kenyans, you know, it is our duty and it's our responsibility to have that dialogue. But then I feel that in this point in time, you know, it's all about, because when people heard about my move, like you said, I've been doing so many projects in Kibra that not many people have been knowing about. I didn't want to blow the horn about that. I'm just creating change and playing my role as a Kenyan. So we don't have to have tribalism in this day and age. It's 2019, for crying out loud.
Cool. Mr. Muthiora, definitely on the national platform, everybody saw you and came to know about you and Googled you, and we all knew who this guy is. From then till now, the same values, the same sentiments about leadership in Kenya, do you still feel that we still need a change? Do you still feel that you're fit to prepare the way for this change?
Absolutely. We need change as a nation. And to me, leadership is the ability of one to feel the heartbeat of the society from which they seek to serve, and to be willing to go an extra mile to serve that community or society. Before 2017, I saw the gap that existed in the leadership that was offered by those who were in that space then. That gap still persists to date. Fortunately, over time, Kenyans are becoming more aware about what needs to be done, how we can approach the problems we have to provide the right solutions. So going forward, I'll be there to work with Kenyans so we can get those solutions. That's why we've come up with a party together with other young people, and that party is going to roll out soon, because we believe that Kenya needs to be an all-inclusive society where everyone is given an opportunity to contribute.
Honorable Osoro, all leaders can be politicians. Are all politicians leaders? And have you encountered some of these politicians who are not leaders? I know you obviously would say them, but yeah, the experience.
Of course, all leaders are politicians. Actually, all politicians are leaders, but not all leaders are politicians, because one can be a church leader, you know, a village leader, elder, that's a leader. But for me, leadership is a creation of a level playground for every player to exploit his potential. I'm very careful with my wording on changing people's lives. You know,
Yes.
that thing is at times misplaced. There's no way I'll come to change your life, like your personal life. Trust me, there isn't. I'll create a level playground for you to change your life. Come up with the institutions like schools, make sure that, you know, every person can, but I can't force you to go to school.
Yep.
And even if I force you to go to school, I'll not force you to get good grades. I mean, I'll come up with a TVET, a Technical Vocational Training Institute, but I can't force you to do some course in electricity or something.
Yeah.
So for me, leadership is about creating a level playground for every player to exploit his potential. But I don't really believe that I need, as a leader, to change you as an individual by force. You know, I want you to be successful. I'll create a hospital, but I'll not force you to go to the hospital to get medication. Perhaps you really believe in getting herbs and, you know, traditional medicine.
Yeah.
So create a level playground, let every player compete. And that is why, for me, the principle has always been that if we start thinking about total capitalism, people will realize their potential, and every person will fight for himself, and not really entirely depending on politicians.
Editor, people have tried to edit you literally out of the Kibra race, this Kibra race. And I saw an interesting post online by Boniface Mwangi, and you're under the Ukweli party. And the biggest issue for you, and on the ground, allegedly, is that a lot of the people in power and above definitely trying to get you out of that race. When did the rain start beating your campaign to change or sort of, you know, bring change in Kibra?
I've been working in Kibra, and whatever the leaders are saying in the Twitter and everywhere else cannot bar me to vie in Kibra. I was born in Kibra, and I grew up in Kibra. And I will say I understand every issues that are happening in the ground. So as a young woman, it's really difficult and so challenging, but at the same time, I'm looking at where we came from as Kibra, and I'm looking at my vision. The vision that I have for Kibra is really big, and it's the vision that if we can implement today, it's going to benefit a lot of people of Kibra.
What is his vision for Kibra?
Number one, like what he was just talking about, all the things that he said, that is the truth of Kibra. But at the same time, I'm looking at the political space whereby we were denied, we were in dark for a long time, not in a bad way, until Ken Okoth came, and Ken Okoth was an eye-opener to some of us. Because for me, I believe that politics was corruption, politics was violence, and this is one of the ways that the politician played so that us, the poor people, cannot get into politics. So after realizing politics is the way we can sort our issues, is the way that we can bring food on the table, is the way that we can build our empire, and also just empower women economically, youth and persons with disability, I'm in the politics. I'm not relenting. Niko ndani, ndani, ndani.
CMB, do you have to be in politics? For example, you are vying in 2022 with the
Yes,
Wiper
sir.
Party. A lot of people definitely had the whole country shocked. Do you have to be in politics to change the lives of, he keeps complaining about this word, to bring change in Kibra?
No.
This better, yeah?
Yeah,
To bring
that's
change in Kibra. And that said, though, you're doing already so much for people in Kibra.
Yes.
Do you, why want to run as an MP?
Thank you very much for that question, because whatever projects that I've been doing in Kibra have been coming off my own pocket. Like I said, you know, I'm building affordable houses. I contribute to children homes. All this is not CDF money. So you see, for me, I'm thinking to myself, if this is what I'm doing as a Kenyan, what if I had that CDF under my belt?
And he's
if you had-
literally about to fall on the floor here laughing.
Yeah.
And he spoke about CDF, and I've had this conversation with you before.
Exactly.
And I think one of the biggest disconnects that we do have is
Did I answer the question, my brother?
yes, you did. Is the reality on the ground. What is the reality for any young person who wants to bring about change anywhere in this country? What is the reality?
I'll answer straight. You know, before I became a member of parliament, I used to think, you know, once I become a member of parliament, you know, every household would get water. And actually, that is what I promised people.
Yeah.
That, you know, we will push to have, to create employment, and we'll do such and such. And just like Prezo is saying.
Yes.
I'm actually copying, or rather relating to what he's saying. Because he's even said, you know, if you elect me, if right now I can spend my money for the children's home,
Yes.
What will happen if I have CDF?
Yes.
And I'll tell him outrightly that you can't use CDF for children's homes. You can't use CDF to, you know, help women, empower women, as you are saying. You cannot use CDF to give people, you know, some money to grow. Because spending CDF money is a bit, there are structures within the CDF Act, the National Government Constitutional Development Fund Act, that require you to use quite a huge chunk of money for education. And that is why, if you noticed, Ken Okoth did a lot with education, because he had actually 7 schools, or 7 or 8 schools. Yeah. We are given money equally. We are all given 100 million per year. With constituencies, 200 schools like mine. Kibra, the whole Kibra has got 13 schools. The whole of Embakasi has got 11 schools. And we're given equally, and 70% goes for education. Wow. So you see, you will realize that so many things that people dream about, you know, changing people and everything. The reality is this, and I'll tell the 2 aspirants that as you tell people you'll change them, please make sure you go through your roles. Go through Article 95 and 96 of the Constitution of Kenya. Get to see what your roles are, because again, you do not want to be misquoted. I mean, once you get elected, you know, people will be asking you, you told us you'll get us water. Yeah. Don't tell people you'll get them water. Water is a devolved function. Don't tell people you'll help them on health centers. That is a devolved function. And that is why some people are really facing a lot of negativity on the ground, because they really promise a lot. They don't really know that things are,
some of the
division
functions
of roles
and
everything.
Yeah, roles.
Exactly.
Mr. Muthiora,
Yeah.
are Kenyans ready for servant leadership as we get ready to wind up from each one of us? Are we ready for servant leadership, or are we're still stuck up in populist sort of type of politics? And that's probably one of the reasons why a lot of people will not be able to understand the vision that you're coming from, the philosophy that you come from.
Most of the ones that I meet are ready for that kind of leadership. I think it depends on the kind of vibe that you exude. Maybe that's why I attract people who buy into the kind of vision I have.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, since I got into this space, I have never found myself in a situation where I have to give out handouts. Why? Because I put myself out there as someone who is not about enabling you for the moment, but rather let us sit down and talk about how you can make your situation better for the future.
Cool. And
So,
yeah, just yes.
just before I conclude, there is something that Mheshimiwa said here. You see, if you're a leader, you've got to be able to at least aspire to transform your society. Otherwise, you have no business being there. And that's why sometimes I have a problem with the CDF, whereby this is national government money, it's taken, and then they kind of open small banks to distribute money to people down there, when actually a bank like Equity Bank or KCB could do a better job. But if someone sat and thought this whole process through and made the equalization he was talking about, people wouldn't need to be sycophants, to beg for these funds, because everyone would have been catered for at that
level.
Yes.
Cool. We're going to wind up and I'll go from CMB all the way to Honorable Osoro here. Mr. Prezo.
We're winding up already?
Yeah. Because we want you guys to go on the ground and do the work.
Absolutely.
So, Prezo, assuming obviously your constituents are watching you today, what do you want to tell them and as we wind up?
Well, you know, first I'd like to congratulate everybody on this panel, especially you, sir.
Thank you
All
very
the best.
much, Prezo.
And to you too, and to you too. Now, you see, us as Kenyans, what we need to do is take great strides into changing stigmas. We need to take great strides into giving better living conditions into the people who are in the slums. We have to take great strides to fight corruption. And at the same time, you know, the taxpayers need to feel the impact of the money that they pay for taxes. That way, you know, even if, like, say, we have delegates who go abroad, you know, you won't find any local or the general public. You know what the GP means? GP stands for general public.
Yeah.
The general public won't complain that, you know, they're using our money to do A, B, C, D. So once we put all those things in lock and key, then I think, you know, we still have more time to build this beautiful nation.
Awesome. Mr. Muthiora, you spoke about CDF, so I'm going to have to jump you because you concluded. Look, a level playing field. Please, less than 30 seconds.
Well,
another final comment.
Yeah, I would like to encourage Kenyans.
Yes.
We have a beautiful nation. Kenya can be great. Let's believe in ourselves and fight the vices that keep putting us down. We can defeat them and make this nation great.
Awesome. Madam Editor.
Because I'm talking to Kibera people, nataka kuambia hivi. Kibera tunaweza, tuna viongozi, sisi tumezaliwa pale, tunaelewa zile shida zote tumepitia. Na haijalishi pali tumetoka, haijalishi ile kitu ilifanyika jana, kitu inajalisha ni ile mafikirio tuko nayo, ile positively ya kesho. Tuko pale, wana Kibra, tujichunge wakati tuna vote, tu vote na roho zetu. Tusivote na mind zetu, tusivote kwa sababu tunapewa bribes. Mimi niko pale kama msichana wenyu, mimi niko pale kama sister zenyu na nitatekeleza hizi vitu zote zenye naongelelea. Asante.
Honorable Osoro.
I just like the way she's selling herself.
Yes.
And, I must tell you and Prezo, the aspirants, especially for 2022 and 2019.
Yes, a few months.
Yeah, that, I mean, this thing is not meant for anyone. It's for either. I mean, anyone can make it. And nobody should scare you. Trust me. It doesn't really matter your background or where you come from or stuff like that. I saw Bahati here and I related it to myself. You might not really believe that, but at some point I was equally a street boy. But today I'm a member of parliament of one of the biggest constituencies in Kisii. So nobody should scare you, nobody should, nothing should worry you. If you read the good book, go read the book of Romans chapter 13 verse 1, leadership comes from God, and believe in Him. And believe in yourself. Go out there, stop looking at Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that. Because if people really don't talk about you in leadership, then you're doing nothing. People really need to talk about you negatively. In fact, if they praise you so much, then something is wrong with you. You need to be, you know, abused. You need to be insulted. You need to be. That is now when you're doing something very well. And finally, on the whole thing about politics, please, as you join politics, just know that this is a personal sacrifice. I can tell you, I perhaps could be about 3 steps behind now than before I came to Parliament, because what we do is more CSR than it is that exactly, because you really need to touch people personally. You don't do that, you become unpopular on the ground. That is why when my brother Muthiora said about handouts, I laughed, because that's a culture that we live in, and unfortunately.
And that is formalize it because you do it. Not everyone has
it's formal.
We have to wind up.
It's actually formal.
You see now,
it's formal. Without money, it's very formal. Without money, you don't really appeal them.
Yes,
I wish you well, but especially on Kibera, I'll be counting votes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the leadership of Kenya. You say we are done, and then they insist now we want to bring the fire. From Mugirango all the way to Switzerland, I know he has early flights to catch.
Yes.
Nimekusema ndo watu wa Mugirango wajue that you're going to Switzerland, uletea watu nini kutoka Switzerland. And from music to politics, or is it politics? A Kibra lady, a Kibra daughter, now wanting to save the lives of everyone. Muthiora, the philosopher. We're going to get some feedback from the one and only General Theodore.
Yes,
and thank you very much for coming through. Asanteni sana. Sasa mkafanya kazi ya kutumikia wananchi.
The time was very short, but it's fine.
And I can officially say you're now a politician, Prezo.
Sorry, come again?
I can officially say you're a politician.
Absolutely, bro.
Because of wanting a lot of time.
Political mode activated.
You remember the choice of his title.
Exactly.
Prezo. He was one of the 3. Wakati Moi alienda, Kibaki akaja.
Awesome.
He was
General Theodore.
Oh yes, Anto.
What's going on, manze? What's happening in the streets of Twitter?
Na huku pia kumewaka. Unajua siasa ni kitu inapedagwa. Wanasemaga pombe siasa na wamama. Wanaweza fanya.
Theodore is in the house.
Oh yes. Anyway, I can see many reactions. Nitasoma tu 3 za haraka za kuondoka ndio tiwasome meme challenge hapa. And yes, kuna mtu anasema just another Mariga. Hey Anto, who knew that Prezo hails from number 8? Ni wa number 8. Unataka president atoke wapi? I knew Prezo will bring the vibe, anawapenda wote. Na kuambia kuna hapa mtu anasema I love Miss Editor Ochieng boldness. We cannot allow sons of people who have tried to become president of Kenya since time immemorial intimidate her. I believe she will deliver transformative leadership to people of Kibra. Na unajua inaitagwa siasa. Na vile nimesema siasa kamunyweso na inaweza leta maneno mingi. Anyway, tuko na meme challenge na tunakumbuka meme challenge ni kasichana ketu kako pale kama na dada Karebo na Kamugu ndani ya do na warusi ndio hizi na maji ndio ile, and people have reacted. Kuna mtu amenifurahisha hapa anaitwa Kapero anasema ule mtoto wa Bigiji alienda kinagofu kakaamua kuoga na mawaru. Kapero wewe ninajua kona yako ya biguni itakuwa ni gani. Haya, tuko na Rogiri. Huyu ni mtu anaitwa Rogiri. Anto Rogiri anasema ukizoea kuoga na maji ya karai na gunia alafu upate jacuzzi. Kuna mtu anaitwa Angela Corio is saying soul food, soul ya mugu na waru. Tuko na wengine nasema na wada chipo mwitu huaga tamu hivyo. Secret iko ndani. Na ni kweli iko ndani kale kabisa. Charles Denga, huyu anaitwa Denga. Let her be. Kids will always be kids. Bunyala's finest anabo ukiabu uchoge waru time ya games na teacher on duty. Sijui ni shule gani hiyo mlikuwa mnadhigaga waru. Kwetu ilikuwa ni getheri. Kama si getheri ni ugali. Na hivyo ndivyo kako. Nakwambia meme challenge imechangamkiwa vizuri. Kuna watu wanatuambia Fong Master anasema Mama Shiro akona katoto kasupu. Ane manega dhuvu. Kanaongezea supu pale. She is separating the madhuiti from makeki. Watu wana react vile inafaa. Gadhufu lazima kaongezewe flavor. A young girl from Kiabu running to prepare warus for her family. And yes, there are so many tweets coming. Keep them coming because ni hapa tunasema hashtag ni Hey Anto. Hashtag kumbuka ni meme challenge. Na mimi nitakuwa hapa nikiwasomea. Halafu tuangalie upande ule mwingine kwa sababu kule kama tunavyosema siasa lazima ichache ama aje watu wa Kibra kwa sababu Kibra wameamua ni ile wakati. Na nikiendelea kidogo nimesema hii siwezi wacha ni ya Tony Wade. Tony Wade anasema ana tweet anasema siwezi kupata time leo also ndani ya karai. na kamugu na waru zimeshathigwo. Mary Busho anasema anaweka tomato sauce mapema ni mapema. Lakini hiyo tomato sauce yako nimeiona ni to ni kidole na si cha mkono, ni cha mguu. Maria is saying, what is she doing? What is she doing? She's giving the potatoes the golden rubber dub with her too. We Maria, wacha mambo yako. Uwezi sema kitu kama hiyo. Rubber dub ikujage hapo. Hii ni Mokimo ina load, guys. And of course Mokimo ikirod you are here. Teresa anasema you missed the chance to say, what are you doing? Hey, what are you doing Kairetu ndani ya mguu? Na waru ziko hapo. Kuna mtu anasema hapa anaitwa Deno ndio umenifurahisha, anasema when everything is going wrong in your life and you are used to it, inabidi uoshe mguu. Deno ni nini? Ni lazima. Anyway, keep them coming kwa sababu tuko hapa tunasema ni kasupu kawaru na lazima kaongezewe ladha. Kakiongezewa ladha, kuna jamaa hapa anatucha anasema to waru na ni to ya TOE. To waru. Hizi waru pia naona zikikuliwa na ndogi. Ndogi haikurangi waru. Ndogi ilijatosheka na Big G. Nakwambia captions, the captions are so many and people are enjoying. On the other side, watu wanasema kwamba kamewaka. DJ E ametufanyia ile kitu na hajatufanyia, guess what? Anaitagwa DJ E, the entertainer. The DJ E, hule kijana wa makachaka madhigidhi. Thogo anatutaka kutudhigidha.